Welcome back everybody, Jason with Lavender here, and today we're going to talk about planting lavender in your own garden. I know lavender can be intimidating, it's so beautiful and you're wondering how everybody else does it. You're going to be surprised how easy it is. It's a super simple plant. Let's get started and let's go take a look. Thank you for joining us today, guys. We get so many questions about how to plant lavender, when do I plant lavender, when does lavender bloom, how do I trim it? We're gonna answer all those questions today. With me today, my partner Jason, and he is like the expert in the lavender side, so I'm gonna pass it off to him to explain to us all those answers to all those questions.
Okay, as it turns out, I've probably planted about a good 40,000 of these plants over the last 7 years, including transplanting and doing all the little talks and speeches on this. The one thing that's really amazing about lavender, it is drought resistant. It's an easy grower. It needs full sun, and it's in your garden or your area for a minimum of 7 to 12 years, depending on maintenance and care of the plant. The one thing this plant does not abide is tons of water. It doesn't abide fertilizer. In fact, it is completely and utterly the gardener's friend. Once you pluck this puppy in the ground, the only time you're going to deal with this is once a year, the following year in September, just to shape your bush up and make sure it's ready for the next season. How easy this can be is crazy. Most people don't think of Kentucky as a lavender growing area, but we are absolutely perfect for it. We have the correct pH, and we also, being a limestone state, this plant loves it. So we stay between 6.8 and 7.2 in pH, which is perfect for lavender, which is exactly what the same areas of Provence and France are, is why we use French lavender in this area. We only grow one breed, we're Lavandula intermedia grosso, which is a top-end food grade and perfume grade and oil grade. That's why we grow this on our farm. This, after its second year, is going to be about 40 inches in circumference, about 24 to 30 inches tall. And the blooms on this specific plant go up to 24 inches outside of the bush. So you're looking at a plant about this big around.
In full bloom.
And I'm talking from the base of my table here, that big around in full bloom in your garden.
So plenty of space.
Plenty of space, and we always tell everybody that when you're growing this thing, you put them exactly 3 to 4 foot on center between each plant. So you get that full look, you get that full hedge look. It is an absolutely stunner of a plant. Now, the funny part about it is everybody worries and fusses about this plant. What do I do? How am I going to keep it? I've been trying to grow lavender for 33 years. You overthought it.
Yep.
I'm a lazy farmer. Let's be honest. I'm not lazy, but I don't want to have to do the same thing over and over again. We do it correctly. So what we start with, let's pretend this is your little garden here. What I want you to do is till your ground at least spade deep, which is about 18 inches deep. So you're going to break that ground up again. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take, it can be pea rock, it can be whatever rock. This is considered number 8 driveway rock. So in that area, you're going to till in some of that rock. It's going to cause solubility and drainage. So you're going to get that tilled into your dirt.
I literally did pull this out of the driveway.
Yeah.
On the way here.
Yeah, that's all right.
It's that simple.
Because I usually have a big old pile on the farm anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So now that you've got that mixed in with it, your easiest thing is you're going to get a hole dug inside it. Okay.
About how big?
And I still, when we're doing it on the farm, I still throw a little handful of the gravel in the bottom just to make sure those roots have something to break up and come out. Then we're going to take, we sell a 6x6. This little baby has only been And he is rooted all the way through. This has been in pot for less than 5 weeks. These were started by start. So by May, when we sell these plants to you, they're going to be a nice sized plant that goes in. When this plant goes home with you, the day you're going to plant it, I want you to super water this plant. So I tell most people to get a bucket of water. I want you to submerge the pot into the water until you stop seeing bubbles. That will be the first and last time in your garden you will water this plant. You're gonna break the bottom a little bit. You're gonna dig your hole. You're gonna drop him in. You're gonna lead it around there, press down, and guess what? You're done. We do not irrigate on the farm. It's not earth friendly. So what we do is we super soak it. It's a drought resistant plant. Let Mother Nature do her job. That is the most important. And the things that you want to stay away from is irrigation systems, watering systems. You do not want to fertilize this plant. It will kill the plant. And what we do is people who like to use mulch and stuff, I discourage it anyway. I'm like, what we tell them to do is take the same gravel that you've got. You're going to put it around the base of this plant, just like that.
The gravel actually looks really nice, even in your mulch.
In your garden areas, because you want to get away from the mulch, because you never know what's in the mulch. It's mixed, blended, dead trees, could bring disease to your property. You get that in there, you've already watered it, guess what? That's it, you're done. You have now got a plant that's going to be in your yard for a minimum of 7, for a maximum of 10 to 15 years with proper maintenance. Now, whenever you buy a plant from us, we do ask you to make sure you're going in full sun, which means 8 hours plus a day, that you do not use mulch, you do not water the poor thing to death. Mother Nature does her job. And if you have the right conditions, you're going to have one healthy plant. And like I said, this little fella right here, he is only 68 days old. And that was from cutting to root size there. So this is a 68-day-old plant. Imagine when it has the next 5 months attached to it. The average first season gets basketball size. So you're looking at a plant first year season. Now the thing that's going to upset everybody when I tell you this first season, nip it in the bud. Yes, Barney Fife or whoever you remember, nip it, nip it, nip it. Actually, the reason for nipping it in the bud takes all that energy out of the bud and puts it down into the root so you get a good, strong, first year sturdy plant. It's extremely important.
So I invest in the roots the first year. What about harvesting next year?
Harvesting is going to be one of those videos I show you because we want to be very select about how we harvest it. Most of these bushes on the first year, you'll get a good 4 or 5, 75 to 200 buds per bunch. So this plant does produce a huge amount of product.
What can I use that for?
You can use it for almost anything. I go through the seasons with everybody. Like for our dried lavender, what you saw in our cocktails and stuff is that really pretty purple. That is before it blooms out at all. So we do a drying session with that bloom. We do a secondary, which is basically what is used for floral for anybody who wants to put it in their arrangements or just have a pretty bloom in the house. And the third is our distillation. It's full bloom. You see the bees, the butterflies, you see everybody out on that field. It is the #1 pollinator in the world. It is absolutely one of the best for bees, butterflies, night flying critters also. Most people don't realize that lavender actually is scented at night also. Mm-hmm. And a lot of night flying moths, bats, any of that do actually pollinate and use that pollination.
I think you told me that moths were actually a huge pollinator. I never really thought about them.
Right.
I know they're all like powdery feeling, but
right.
You were sharing that with me last year that moths are actually a huge pollinator too.
Right. And the good thing is these plants are individuals, so they don't need a second plant. So what we call this plant is a free pollen plant for all of those animals and critters that need pollen, that's what this plant provides, not only for the environment, but also for healthy human contact also. So this plant is free pollen. It doesn't need this one and this one and this one to actually produce a bloom or a flower. It is all on its own, and it provides support for the ecosystem without really working that hard at it.
It's a great plant to have around the house too. We have a few. It's where the farm is, thousands. But you know, like you said, the pollinators and the fragrance, and Hank loves it. We used it in all kinds of products we've talked about in other videos.
We've used it in almost every human product and tons of animal products. As for dogs, pets, and any animal that has a good fur coat on it that happens to get bitten by bugs or gets a case of the ticks or anything else of that nature.
Last question. Are we going to put out a guide, or do we already, to tell everybody all this information online?
We already have it online.
We do.
And we also give you a card. So if you happen to come to the store and buy one of these babies, you get a full laminated card on what to and what not to do.
So that information card will cover how to plant it, how to prune it, how to harvest it, how to take care of it. All the pHs and all that stuff you talked about that I don't remember anymore will all be on that card.
Yep, your pH balance, but 99% of most people's yards in Kentucky are pH balanced anyway, but I can tell you exactly how to adjust that with just a little bit of pelleted lime or with some lime dust. So most people have had that around their lives, so they know where lime dust or pelleted lime is.
Very good.
Especially for a bad area that maybe new construction has really damaged the land. We can get you back up into shape in no time fast.
Thank you for joining in, guys. Learning all about how to plant lavender yourselves.
And you can find all the information on littlemountlavender.com.
Thank you.
Thank you.